How do you get ready for hell?
Get ready for it.
Might as well put down that book. Get ready for hell.
But it's true. It's true. Like experts in the field don't necessarily mean they're good authors or good teachers. Like it's true. And especially when it comes to stuff based on talent and natural ability.
That's probably why Jesus technically didn't write the book, because he was like, there's no way they're going to understand where I'm coming from. I'm going to need you 12, ruffians from all of these different areas to speak to the people that you know how to speak to, because it's not going to come out right.
Jesus was like the idea man. He just gets it.
It was Steve Jobs.
Steve around.
Probably they had to talk him out of it, and they finally were like, Judas, man, what we got to do something, man. We got to get this guy out of the writing part of it, and we got to take that over some kind of way. Mm-hmm. What can we do?
Yeah. Judas was looking to get other publishers and authors involved at the last minute, and turned his back.
And that's probably why a lot of people have like I don't want to say like ghostwriters or other people write for them, because then they can contextualize exactly. If you were doing this is how I became this, they can put it in other words, or I don't know, maybe see the magic of the situation and break down the steps. Whereas the talented person.
Yeah. And that makes me think of one of my favorite books that I'm going to recommend. Excuse me. I have a bunch of them, but this one goes in line with what you just said, and it's Curtis Jackson's Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter, who is...
That's 50 Cent, huh?
Oh, known as 50 Cent. Now, what I like about...
who is Curtis Jackson?
Yeah, just for all of the non-50 Cent fans, you might like Curtis Jackson, the book writer. But Curtis Jackson spent a lot of time working with Robert Greene, which is another one of my favorite authors. He wrote 40 Laws of Power. He wrote recently The Laws of Human Nature, Mastery. A lot of these books that I've read that are incredible. He spent a lot of time writing and working with Robert Greene, which helped him, I guess, elevate his level of skill in writing a book. And Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter was a dope book. I mean, it's like a business, not necessarily a business book, like a strategy. It's really like a self-help book written by one of the most bullying hip hop artists of all time. Which is why I decided, and he literally starts the book with, now, I'm not recommending you get self-help from me, Curtis Jackson, 50 Cent. Known for bullying a whole lot of MFs in the hip hop game. But if you look at it my way, would you rather be the bully or the bully?
Oh no.
I was like, next chapter. No, it was great, man. He has a chapter literally dedicated to talking about Tekashi 6ix9ine and his guidance that he tried to give him before this whole debacle went down. And his advice is very sound. It's almost like if Patrice O'Neal wrote a book, but had a legitimate author to, like you said, synthesize his ideas so they're not as, harassing. You kind of go, okay, I could kind of see how a guy in this position could get away with doing that, but it was a dope book, man. Long story short, it was, a lot of things can be tackled. Nothing is out of reach if you're willing to work, persevere. Really, that's what all self-help books are, is perseverance and dealing with failure. But his take was hilarious, and I learned a lot of stuff from it, man. I learned a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
I'd love to read a book by someone, and the whole premise is just like, don't do what I did. Like every story, every chapter is about something they did wrong, and not even what they learned from it. Just like, that was terrible.
Wasn't that messed up? Next chapter.
Like, I can see that being like a Rick James memoir book. because there's like no real benefit, like outside of the content he created. Like he just shitted on a whole lot of people his whole life, you know, from what the documentaries I've said. So I can only imagine his memoir book would just be like a bunch of, you know, Eddie Murphy. I saw one documentary that said like it was him and the guy who played Eddie Winslow. They were really close. Like I think that was like his godfather. And they were going over to Eddie Murphy's house because they were close. And I guess he was drunk out of his mind and got in Eddie Murphy's like Benz to test drive it with the Eddie Winslow guy. Accidentally ran over one of his like statues in the fountain and just told him, let's get out of here. You know, like they just left and just said, well, he was like, oh, I'll call Eddie tomorrow and let him know. like that kind of person as your friend, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's like that he's just come from old school. And I believe he was like a pimp or something before he got his like first song blew up. Like that's where he got a lot of that, like I guess, influence from. He was a pimp for like 6 weeks or something.
6 weeks.
Just
6 weeks.
Yeah, don't paraphrase me, but it was a short amount of time. He was a pimp.
What happened? He didn't make the cut. 90 days.
I don't think he was good at it. I honestly don't think. I think it's just like he didn't have the stomach to do it. Like he didn't like being mean to the women. He just like getting the money.
we cut to a pimp at his 90-day review process at his new pimp job. Sylvester.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on in, Sylvester. You know it's time for your review.
Okay. I know we gotta make this a little quick because you know I'm supposed to be getting my nails done in a few minutes.
I'm not gonna hold you, man. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm getting my bins waxed as we speak, so I got to hurry up and get on out here. But I just wanted to go over some of the major points that we wanted to talk about before you advance.
Okay.
All right. And now, on this review, we had some of the other pimps go ahead and follow you. They preceptors, if you will. You know,
oh yeah,
and they've been following you. Okay.
yeah. I saw a lot of them swagger jackets following behind me when I was walking in and out of my little, you know, shops, getting my mink done. You know, what's going on with that? Why are all these other pimps sweating me, man?
Well, they not sweating you, man. We call that the pimp peer review, okay? We just can't have you out there pimping. You know, you don't know exactly the fine details of the game, but these other pimps, you see what I'm saying? They just following you around to make sure you got the stomach for the game. And I'm going to just let you know, Sylvester, unfortunately, they felt that you didn't. So, pimping, I don't know that you're going to advance to the next stage of pimpdom.
Wait a second. You trying to lay Sylvester out of pimping? Don't nobody lay me off. I laid myself off. Okay?
Now, this laugh that I've adopted is merely a part of my pimp identity. Don't let it fool you and make you think that I'm enjoying this.
I thought I was rolling. I thought you was laughing off of my little.
And no, player, that's just how I roll. Well, listen, unfortunately, we're going to have to put you back into the remedial pimp class because there are a few steps that you missed.
A few steps?
Yeah. We saw you taking the ladies out and buying ice cream. We saw you dropping the ladies off at home instead of making them ride the bus. Come on, pimpin'. Come on, man.
Listen, man, I'm just trying to try my hand at a little bit of employee appreciation, if you know what I mean. I mean, it was hot that day, and I just wanted to add a little bit of sprinkles to that ice cream to keep my ladies real cold and also wet, if you know what I mean.
Okay, I dig what you're laying down, Pimpin'. I'm smelling what you're stepping in. But unfortunately,
I better not be stepping in nothing. These is my Stacey Adams Gators, man. I just brought these out for my peer review.
What that does, that brings me over to the next section, player. You real literal in your understanding. We drop a lot of phrases around here, pimping. We just say things. We have colorful language. You over understand what I'm talking about. Okay. You know, we don't just ABC it. We don't just 1, 2, 3 it. You know, everybody else 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 player because everybody's expecting the 5, 6, and the 7. All right,
we got to the remedial class where Sylvester is in. All right, class. So we're gonna go over some of that colorful language we like to drop down. All right, I got a few sentences on the board. I need y'all to say it how you would need to say it as a pimp out in the streets. All right. Let's go to you, sir. Sylvester, welcome back. Let's see what you've learned. Okay. Look at the sentence on the board here. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, may I have a banana? Now, how would you say that as a professional pimp?
I mean, what I would usually say is where my banana at, man. But what I'm supposed to say is better have my yellow skins, bitch.
Beautiful. Beautiful, Sylvester. Beautiful, Sylvester. Well done.
I just don't understand why we got to put all that on it. I mean, it's like, you know how many times somebody says, excuse me, when I say pimp language? I get tired of repeating myself.
And scene. I love it.
Remedial.
Remedial class.